Good morning. Norman, thank you so much for emceeing this event. You're so generous and kind. Every time we ask you to step forward, you say yes. And we thank you for that. And to all of our elected officials, there are many with us today, to members of the Council of the Corps, to the faith leaders who are with us today, and to all of our distinguished guests. Today we come together in the city of New Orleans, all of us as one people, to celebrate and to learn from the life of President Nelson Mandela. Together we stand in solidarity and join with his family, the people of South Africa, and in fact, the world, to mourn his passing and to celebrate his life. For indeed, today is a time for celebration and solemn remembrance. A time to consider where we are, where we've been, where we're going, and in Nelson Mandela's long shadow, to recommit ourselves, which we have to do every day, to building a better future. Nelson Mandela, a singular man, a human being, was in fact a giant, not only of the modern age, but really of all ages. He showed us that for all things, in all seasons, love and forgiveness and reconciliation must be our North Star. He showed us how, armed with empathy and dignity, that the forces of freedom and goodness always triumph over evil and repression. But that after the battle for freedom was won, the real war was an internal struggle against an all-consuming hate of those vanquished oppressors, and that the only way to move forward towards a better future was to forgive, because he knew that hatred begets hatred and violence begets violence, and he did something that most of us would never do. He went the other way, and he found forgiveness and reconciliation, which has touched all of us. This legacy of forgiveness will live on for all time, as others, inspired by his remarkable example, pay it forward, pick up the torch, and continue down the most difficult path towards a just world. I had the opportunity to meet Nelson Mandela when he came to Louisiana some years ago. And just being in his presence was awe-inspiring. You knew you were in the presence of someone that in his life had talked the talk, but walked the walk. And to know where this man had spent his life and how easy it would have been for him to strike out. And feeling, while standing next to him, the strength and the courage that it took to actually forgive was a moving event in my life. We must march on in his shadow, and it is in this relentless march, spanning the generations, where the true challenge remains. So today, we must commit ourselves to change. We have to change. We live in a city where Katrina's pain still lingers in our hearts, in our minds, and in our souls. Those wounds are not yet healed. We have a city with too few good-paying jobs and too many struggling to make ends meet. It is a city where the streets are stained with the blood of young men nearly every single day. And so we continue to fight to rid ourselves of inequality, of hate, of mediocrity, and apathy. But we know there is hope. Hope that our city will fulfill its sacred promise, the promise to be a city of opportunity, of prosperity, of harmony, and above all else, a city of peace and a city of light. We have come so far, yet we have so many miles to go and many mountains to climb. There are righteous fights that are left unfinished, and we must be the ones, we, together, one city, to fix this broken world. Nelson Mandela has done his duty. He lived a life of great value and left us a mighty lesson. And it is now in his keeping for all time until the day the trumpets play and the earth moves and we are reunited with our Father. And so on behalf of the people of the city of New Orleans, in honor of his life, in honor of his death, my prayer for all of us in the city of New Orleans and for all of you here is that the light of God surrounds you, the love of God enfolds you, the power of God protects you, and the presence of God watches over you, because as we know, wherever you are, God is as well. God bless you all, and thank you so much.